I better be careful what I'm saying now.
That's it. Yeah, we are live, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Phoenix on the South Side. We come and meet every week just to reconnect and be able to find ways that we can help each other in some way, whether it be through advice, referrals. If you need a sofa moved, no problem. We'll see if we can find somebody for you. I used to do that in my early days when I was in the moving business for 20 years. And when you have a truck, it just seems you have a lot of friends. I don't know about you, but if you have a truck, there's always something that people need hauling with. But in this edition, we're going to be going through several ideas on real estate because Eric Perron is going to be presenting today his industry, and there's some fascinating stuff. So if you're dealing with us on YouTube, LinkedIn Live, or Facebook Live, check us out. We have businesses that throughout the week we can try and help people in some way. If you have a business and you're looking for a different marketing effort, check us out. We'll see how we can help you in some way. So let's get an idea of where Phoenix is today. Well, this is our hub, basically, pbex.ca and pbex.ca or phoenixbusinessexchange.com. We have both those tags. And in this way, we have our member of the week is Patricia Ramirez, and she takes care of the Melaleuca brands, and she knows a lot about different products in your home that can be very healthy. And that's the thing; it's a very healthy company. We got 5 different chapters that you can come in with. We have our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group, so that would be today. We also have a Thursday afternoon group, those that can't meet in the morning, whether they're dropping off kids or whether there's meetings that you have. So we have different time slots that you can come in. And that one is completely free for the next little while. We're trying to build up that group. So if you do want to meet, there's no restrictions. Anybody can come in and show their worth type of thing. We also have our After Hours group, which is coming up later this month on March the 24th, and it's at 7 p.m. It's basically a mastermind group that we get together to try to find different ways to have our goals, and if there is some hiccup, we can try and help in some way. So there's a lot of experience in that room when they come in, all right? And as far as sales go, we have over $5,600 worth of referrals. There is more than that. I got to add another $1,800 to that from a couple of days ago, but I'll add that to our overall for the end of the week. And we're just coming up to 4.9, almost $5 million worth of business. So we're really hoping that either Bernie can land a huge deal, or Eric can sell a house, or I can sell a few packages and stuff through our members. But it's all about we keep track of the generated sales, so we have something to measure, so we could see that by being in this group, it's not only great for connections, but it actually leads to sales. Even people that have moved on from Phoenix still deal with our members in some ways, and so which is great to see because it's a legacy, and that's what it's all about. All right. I wanted to bring your attention to something that I noticed the other day, is that as far as the new members that we're looking for, okay, we do have a category that are open. These are categories that people are asking us for things to do. Like locksmith. I'm getting a few people asking about changing locks and just a different lock thing in that way. Roofers, plumbers, masonry people. Okay, there's a whole list here of the type of people that we're looking for that might be a very good candidate for that. Financial services, we are looking for a commercial insurance agent, someone who does indemnity for businesses to cover if somebody trips and falls on the sidewalk outside of your home, that kind of thing. So there's just different ones that way. Health-wise, we're looking for naturopath, pharmacist, physiotherapists, That's one that my wife is going to be looking for. She tripped the other day and will have to go through some physio there. But we're always looking for ways to make it so we could send business to some of our members. That's sort of the idea. We're looking for lawyers, we're looking for sign makers. So there's a whole list here of what they could do. Now, one of the things that we've noticed is sometimes people don't know what the different types of membership packages there are. I mean, for the first few weeks, they could come in and they could try us out. But if they want to do something more permanent, we have 4 different kinds of categories for this. One is our weekly one, which is what we're doing right now. This is our premium plan. And this is where you could come in up to 3 times a week based on conflicts and so on, that you could take your industry and show it. If you can't come every week, you could come once a month. As we mentioned, our after hours group, you can come once a month for that. And that works out to like $16 a month, which is very inexpensive. Then we have our digital category, which is an annual thing. You get an e-card with that, and you could still come to some of the meetings every so often just to say hi. And we use that in our social medias and our emails, and there's a lot of different ways that you could work on that. But this way you have a digital representation of your business. The e-cards are amazing. You know, I can show you a sample of one in a moment there. But then we also have a monthly free one that you can come in once a month for no charge. And that's basically just to get your feet wet to see if something like this might be more of a permanent thing if you want. But we have the different ones. So this way you have the idea and you have the way that you can look at your business in different ways. All right. I'm just going to show you a sample of one of the e-cards that we have. We have a special button here. It's our QR directory for all our members, and this is where everybody is. Here's our main guy here, Bernie Fransgrote, and this is his e-card. This is what people will see. It's like a mini website for your phone, basically. And anything that you want to direct, there's all is social media links, a little story about how amazing Bernie is, different ways to contact him, okay? And then we have the Canada Growth Network that he's involved in and stuff like that. And then all the different other ways that you can connect to him instantly, all right? There's even a way you can send him a Google review, all right? So this is a great thing. And at the very bottom, we can put a couple of videos that you might have. If you have something on YouTube or other social media that we can grab as far as a video, it's a great way to be able to introduce yourself right on other people's phone. And this comes with a QR code, and it comes with a link that you can also have. So I have that on my on email. When I send out an email, in the signature box, I have my contact information. So if somebody wants to know anything about me, they just click that and it's all there. So the other part of this is just a quick showman here is that we could make your QR code in a different shape. We can make it round. These are great if you're going to be using it for T-shirts, coasters, anything like that. That would be great, and it works the same way. It's just a little different. We can put your logo right in the middle, and we could make it in about 20 different colors and so on, and it's wonderful. And if you do change your website, we could change it very quickly if that goes straight to someone's website. So there's a lot of flexibility here, and we work hard to make sure that our members are front and center with everything. Okay, so let's move on to our education. And Bernie, you have something that you'd like to bestow on us.
Yeah. So if you guys are using AI and you have a preferred platform that you use, sometimes you might want to change what horse you're riding on as a platform. And my spouse came across something rather interesting last night. If you've been using one platform and you want to migrate the contents to your new platform, there actually is a path. I'm gonna pipe into the chat a link that lead you to a to ask Claude, how do I move from GPT over and migrate all the information, because I've used it extensively. A couple of things are happening here. One, if I'll expunge the information in GPT, but I'll move it over to Claude, and it carries your persona with you. So it's like moving your luggage, right? And so it's always good to have that, and it's always good not to leave a footprint behind that you have no control over. Um, this is this is geopolitics at work that's making the decision, but just even using Claude, I've found that my results are I get a different format of results. Actually, I'm getting more what I want. That said, that's a unique preference to me. I sometimes when I'm crafting a document, I want the links embedded in the words and not me having to do it manually. If you have 10 or 15 of these things and you're doing rinse and repeat moments, you look at things that'll shave time off. And so things that help, that's what I target.
What are you doing?
So it's a choice which platform you're using, and there's Perplexity that's out there also. I didn't research that one. I specifically looked because I'm migrating from GPT over to Claude. Apparently, I guess I'm not the only one either. So this is a backstory. That's it. It's a simple thing. It's kind of a tidbit, and apparently Claude has some other things where I can use agents in behind the scenes. I haven't got to that experience yet, and an agent is something that basically shuffles the paperwork behind the scenes for you. So if you need, if you do one thing, it prompts other things to happen and makes your processes smoother. Over to you, Tony. I could talk a lot
Great.
more. I could talk a lot more, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to eat in Derek's window here because we're at 8:23.
I wonder what the world record is for talking. I haven't looked that up. Somebody who could talk,
I think
like
they're
a
called
lot.
filibuster. I think they're called filibusters in the US.
Oh,
Oh, no.
okay. Well, let's move to our introductions to see what our amazing members do and how they could change people's lives. And let's start with Q. Q, over to you.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. I hope you hear me loud and clear now. I'm using the actual headphone. Um, so I'm Q. I'm the intern lady of the group. And today I just want to share with you one fun facts about life insurance, which is you don't have to die for some life insurance policy to pay out. Many policy include something called living benefits, and this means that if someone is diagnosed with a serious illness, critical illness, or terminal condition, they may be able to access part of their life insurance money early. And people sometimes use this money to help with medical bills, mortgage payment, family support during treatment. So life insurance isn't always about the end of life. It can also provide financial support during life toughest moments. Feel free to contact me for more details. Q from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Q. Did you have any BAMs or referrals? Because you
I
did
did
have one
some,
with me about a week ago.
yes, and that's it for this week.
Okay, perfect. And over to Norm. Hey, Norm, what's shaking?
Well, it's night weather. The phones are starting to ring, so keeping us out of trouble. So this time of year is when people start doing things, and we start getting jobs for showing up. Because I call three people, uh, two show up, you know, and one shows up late, and we are on time. So Boyer Boys Home Maintenance Repair, we fix things. Like somebody called us about a damaged door, we fix the door. Somebody called us about windows that wouldn't slide up and down. We have ordered parts for that, so that's coming. So the biggest thing is at this time of year is realizing sometimes it takes us time to get the material. Right? We're going to a job today. We're going to measure. We can get the material today or tomorrow, but some jobs take us 4 or 5 weeks to get the material. And the high performance glass is the time of year to think about putting, changing your glass and putting high performance glass in it so the house is more comfortable winter and summer. So Boyer Boys Home Maintenance Repair, the honeydew list, we get that done, and we fix your home. Oh, a BAM. No,
Yep.
well, a referral. Eric gave me a referral. I'm meeting with his customer today to look at her job.
Okay, wonderful. Way to go. Okay, thanks a lot, there, Eric. Awesome. Okay, and yeah, I was talking to a person about the high performance glass, so I'm shaving them through to see if we could get them to give you a call. So I'll let you know. That's a good reminder. Thanks a lot. And over to Kat. What's happening, Kat? What's happening in Scotland?
Hey, so what I'm looking at the moment, and I don't know how many of you on the call it applies to, but you'll all know people it will. I'm looking at people that want to come up with offers. So this could be Mother's Day is not too far away, Father's Day is not that too far away, and sadly, summer is not that too far away because that just means the year is flying by so quickly. But if you know anybody who wants to come up with some offers so that they're going to hit the right audience at the right time, I would love to have a chat with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Kat. That was right on. Well, we're going to use the minute timer, but you beat me to it. That's awesome. Oh, you guys are great. All right, and over to Sam.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturs, ConnectedCars.ca. Hope you're having a good day so far. I've been busy working on some cars that are fairly old, and when old cars come in for repair, it's usually rusty. Unfortunately, in our environment, they usually have rusty bolts and they're difficult to come off. And that's what I'm dealing with as of yesterday. But I'll conquer it eventually. What I have been talking about this week has been getting some of that salt off your car. Today might not be a good day because it's kind of cool out there today, but I see the weather forecast is in the double digits, plus double digits instead of negative. So you might want to get your vehicle at least some of that salt removed because, like I say, I'm working on cars that are rusty bolts and these things strip and then it takes longer and it costs more money. And anyway, it's a vicious circle when it comes to rust. So when the weather's nice, get your car out there and get a car wash done either in your driveway or one of those touchless or handheld car wash places. That's it for me, Sam Stewart, Connected Cars, today's mobile electronics without the cost of a vehicle, and a heck of a lot more.
Thanks a lot, Sam. And okay, perfect. Mr. Bernie, what do you do? How you're changing the world?
I do stuff. I posted in the chat a couple events that are coming up. There's the Canada Growth Network on Monday. We have a speaker coming into that space. East Trade Winds also. Those are free events to attend, and you get to cross pollinate with more people. Some of them are in the province of Ontario. Some of them are from across Canada, U.S., and overseas. Come on in. Knack for Business podcast is also one of the other threads that I use to interconnect with people. Usually, some of my podcast guests are also people that come into these spaces. It's always a good variety of speaking points. We're also on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. I've started using a new blog platform. It's a content management system called Ghost.io. So a lot of that material, a lot of that information is also getting posted in there to make it shareable. If you want to know how that works, reach out to me. I'm more than glad to explain how you can leverage that space. And I'll stop there because I'm probably past that minute mark.
Okay, no, you're right on. Actually, I've been looking at the clock. It's great. And BAMs, again, you do a lot of BAMs.
BAMs. Well,
I mean, you always in the two digits.
well, between you, Carl, and Jacqueline, East Trade Winds showing up in that space, continuously chatting with Kat, and you know what? And speaking of Kat, their quick soft promo. Capitalize on her services that you want shared through the Phoenix Business communication channels, because that's what she does, and she'll target the timing. So, and she pays attention to it.
Thanks a lot, Bernie. Yeah, Sam, you have a question?
No,
Or
I
you're
forgot
just
to
showing
say what
fingers?
my BAMs were.
Oh,
Last week,
okay.
I attended the meeting at Hive with Bernie and Susan Ebbs and
You
Tony.
did.
I really was impressed by the location, very nice. Even had a wonderful restaurant, right, easy access at hand, and served us right there in the boardroom, which was quite impressive. Also dealing with our friend Terry Fraser, doing some estate planning with him. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Yep. Okay, and Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I'm a medium and clairvoyant, and I use those skills to help with people's businesses. When a person is balanced, when a person is focused, and they're energetically very strong, their business is as well. Whatever you are doing personally, it does affect your business. In feng shui, this is a big thing, and I'm also involved in that space. But when you are focused in that way, you'll know that if somebody wants to come in as a roommate, it's a big deal because they could actually change the trajectory of your business and how it goes. So it's if you want to know any information about bringing people into your space, whether it's a roommate or whether it's something more serious, you can come in for a reading, a tuning session, the different ways that you can find clarity. And you could add that to the feelings that you have and see if it does resonate with you. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits. Okay, so let's move on to our attraction of the day. And we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their business than in about a 1-minute segment. And Eric will talk about his business and his industry, which is changing really. It's got to be changing by the month, man. It's there's always something different that's happening in your industry, like just the MLS and the different regulations and stuff going on there. But you really got to really know your stuff, eh, bud? So you go ahead, take it away, sir.
Okay, there's the mute button. So I am Eric Perrin. So I'm your real estate advisor. I'm here with England Brokers Ottawa. I've been with them for 5 years. There's a specific reason, and I just got asked this yesterday. What was the reason for your change? I was at Remax for 10 years, and then I moved over to England Brokers for the last 5. So I've been in the business for 15 years. Prior to that, I was a financial advisor with RBC Dominion Securities, doing financial advice, wealth management. I was basically a stockbroker, mutual funds, T-bills, GICs, the whole bit. What made me change from that industry to real estate is that those are the 2 biggest assets that anybody will ever own. Usually it's their real estate, their home. Sometimes it's their investment portfolio of real estate as well. And then it's also their stocks, their bonds, their mutual funds, their retirement accounts, etc. So it was a very easy transition for me to go from one to the next. I take a very advisory level to real estate, and I did the same thing when I was in finance. And what does that mean? So I very much advise people of what's happening in the marketplace, specifically what's happening in their neighborhood. Let's look at all of the homes that have sold. Let's look at the prices that they've sold at. And then let's make sure that we make proper comparisons. Because it's only at that point that you will know exactly what it is that you have for sale and what potential buyers may want to offer for that property. So it's very important to have that information. I can't sell a house in Centerpoint based on sales that happened in Canada or based on sales that happened in Orleans. A perfect example of this is many years ago, it always stuck with me in my mind, is that I had a house that was selling for $100,000 more because it was in Carson Meadows versus it being in Barrhaven. Just the location on its own made a $100,000 difference. And that was a real difference. That wasn't a realtor saying, oh, I can sell your house for X amount of dollars, I promise. It was literally what was happening in the marketplace. So that always stuck with me, and that really, really was what was the catalyst for, what does location actually mean in real estate? And that location, was it 20, 25 kilometers bird's eye, on the map? Wasn't very much. I'm going to just skip and go back and forth a few places here just because I wanted to show you a few things. So I'm going to share a screen here. It's a PDF. You should be able to see it now. It's a realtor.ca. So what I do when I speak with my clients, I speak with them on a weekly basis. And on a weekly basis, I give them updates of what's actually happening in their marketplace. So if I have your home for sale, I've compared your property to 3, 4, 5 other properties that have sold. I then also compare it to 3, 4, 5 properties that are currently on the market. And then what we do is on a weekly basis, we are in touch with each other and showing you exactly what's going on. So this is a listing that I have in particular, 374 Cooper Street. What I wanted to show you here is that this is the statistics only from realtor.ca, which is the public MLS website, let's say. I specifically, though, have MLS, which is a completely different website than realtor.ca. People think that MLS and realtor.ca are the same thing. They're not. Realtor.ca is Joe Public goes onto realtor.ca, says, I want to go see what the homes look like, and they're going to get this information. MLS is what the Ottawa Real Estate Board developed. It's an internal website only for realtors that feeds all the information to realtor.ca. Most people don't know that. So when you're working with a realtor, we are giving you the information as it hits on MLS, which is going to be slightly faster than the information you're going to get on realtor.ca. So when I give and provide this is information only based on what a listing has as activity on realtor.ca, once again, not MLS. So in the last 7 days, I can tell my client, your property was viewed 208 times by Joe Public, 189 times on realtor.ca, and 19 views on realtor.ca DDF, which is a data feed system. It's a completely different system. So at least you can see how it's going, and you can see specifically what days people are looking at. So Sunday is a very busy day, and usually Wednesdays are busy days as well. And then what we can do here, what I like, is I can go here and I can say, okay, so out of those numbers, we had 136 people that clicked through the listing to go see the actual photos. We had 14 people went through and looked at the property tours. The property tours are specifically the videos that I have created for this property. So if I did not create a video, these property tours don't exist. How many people added your listing to a favorite list? What I like a lot here is driving instructions. Sometimes people will click on that and they'll say, how do I drive to that location? Kind of gives us a bit of an idea of what's going on. Actions taken. Has anybody emailed a friend this particular listing? Oftentimes they won't click through realtor.ca to do that, but you never know. And so that is 7 days. Then we can do 30 days, 90 days, and all history. I like going back to all histories to show them exactly what's going on. So that is on the selling side. One thing I wanted to show you as well is when I am selling. Let's see where I can get it. So what I'd like you to do, if you're on a computer, is grab your phone, and I want to share this with you. So grab your phone, go to your camera, and scan this QR code. What it should be doing is I will put this on postcards. I'll put that in my open houses. I'll put that on media. I'll also put that, if I'm doing a condo, for example, and I'm doing an open house, I might put this downstairs in the window, because if I'm going back and forth between the front door that's secure and the condo, I may not be at the front door to greet you when you come here. So I'll put this on a piece of paper and I'll say, please text Eric, scan this QR code. So if you QR code that, it should automatically take your phone into your texting with my phone number, and your cursor should be exactly where you need to send me a message. So what I like about this is it's branded. I'm very big on brand. One of the big reasons I went to England Vokers is because I just think we do things right. We're very, very high on the culture of branding. So I think this is easy for people to see. The next one that I like to do is listing videos. So what I'm going to do on the postcard that I send out in the neighborhood to promote your home is I'm going to make sure that your home, if we're having a video, is going to be on YouTube. This QR code will bring the member of the public directly to the listing videos, and yours should appear on the top of the list. This other one, if ever you want to see how it looks or what it looks like for yourselves, you can always ask me later on, but this will bring you the open house sign in. Or do you see the open house sign in? No, okay. So I have to share it. So give me a second.
Yeah,
here.
we're still seeing the QR code.
That's what it is. Yeah. So now this one here. So now, yeah, that's the green border around it. So now this is the open house sign in. So what I have is a paper sign in, but I say to people as well, if you want to make sure that we keep in touch, sign in with the open house sign in, and that'll bring you to a Google form. You fill out the Google form. Once that Google form happens, what I like about it is it automatically, through something called Zapier, however you pronounce it, it'll enter your information directly into my database, my CRM. And so once I've got that, it's really easy for me to then be in touch with you. This is the other one I wanted to show you, the listing videos. So here's the listing videos. What'll happen there is you'll be able to see, sorry, I gotta get back into my thing here. I'm clicking all over the place. So yeah, so you should be able to see listing video playlist QR code. Yeah, you should be able to see that with the little YouTube symbol in the middle. I go to a website called MeQR, I think it's called, and that is where I get all my, I pay for it, but that's where I get all of my QR codes to work. So they create them on their website, they create the link to where I want it to go, and as long as I pay for my membership, that link continues. So it's pretty cool that way. And then I'm able to customize it and do what I want. So another thing I wanted to share with you today, what's our timing like, Tony? I don't know if I can see anything there for timer.
You got about 13 minutes or so. So until 9 o'clock. So you got time.
Yeah, okay. I'll just use 2 more minutes because I wanted to see, was there something else I could show you? Where is it? Oh, there we go. A lot of fun going between things. Where's my finder? There it is. Oh, that's the other one I wanted to do. Trying to do this live, so give me a second. I'm going to go to. Yeah, maybe it'll be there. So yeah, so you should see my Safari website. So you should be seeing right now the Google website. So what I did is really important. I found this the hard way. Really important. Continue to Google yourself. And I try and honestly do it on a weekly basis. Google your name, see what appears, see what's happening, or your business name, or your whatever. We are only as good as what the public is going to see. So we got to be able to be on the side of the public. So sign out of your Google, sign out of everything, pretend you're going in as empty your cache and go in as if you're Joe Public. What I'm happy to see here is, so I've registered my business under Google Business, which is how I get my email, by the way. And then I have my 20 Google reviews. Luckily, I have my 5-star. It's really easy to get in touch with Eric. If you look at all of this, my phone number is there, my address is there, my website is here, all of that stuff is here. And on the left, it's really super easy to see me. There's a picture there, whether that be your business logo. Okay.
Or did I? Oh,
What's that?
Things froze up for me for a second there.
Okay. Anybody else? Did it freeze up for you guys?
Still good.
No, it looks pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, it's a static image, mind you, but so at least they can find me on realtor.ca. They can find me on my website. They can find me on Engel Invokers. They can find me on Facebook. They can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Ottawa Business Journal. So it's a really easy place. So at least now I've got some legitimacy because I'm on there. I have my 5-star. They can click through and review that. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. And then how do I stop? I think you have to click through.
Yeah. Do you want to stop share?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, there's stop share. Yeah, so that's stop share. So I owe Kat an email, and we were talking last weekend about what services realtors end up being able to need, use, or refer. So I'm going to read off. The fact is, I literally have an email here. So I took my business directory, and what I did with it is I just took out all of the people that are in it. And I ended up with a list of 86 categories, 85. That's massive. Those are all categories that I have in my business referral directory that I've built over the last 15 odd years. So it's photographer, home inspector, lawyer, litigation lawyer, paralegal, mortgage specialist, stager, wet certificate for wood fireplace, duct cleaning, painter, home insurance. Goes all the way down to pool builders, financial advisors, foundation repair. I've got such a massive list. And the reason I bring it up is that if there's anybody in the public that's watching, or obviously within the Phoenix Business Group, what I love is when my clients get in touch with me, 6 months, 2 years down the road, and they say, Eric, any chance you know somebody, for example, for senior living and relocation? Yeah, I do. I'll get it to you in a second. They already trust me. So the names that I have on here are going to be deleted, and I've deleted some when they haven't provided good service. And I've told my clients, please, please, please get back to me. I would like to hear if you would use them again, how they treated you, and if I should remove them from my list. We as business owners are only as good as ourselves and our services and of the people that we refer out. We always have to remember that, right? So anyway, I have a list of 85 here. It's huge. So if ever you or anybody in the public has somebody, it's home security, property management, ozone odor treatment, for example, is another one that I've got. Car dent repair, anything you could possibly imagine. So with all that, I'm going to stop. Hopefully I'll probably hit the 10-minute mark. So if you have, excellent. So if you have anything home-wise, trades, services, whatever it might be, please reach out. I'm here to be a resource. And then of course, I'm here to be your realtor who's going to help you sell your house for what you need. I have a client right now who's picking up. They don't necessarily need the price, but they do need the home sold. So that's what I'm there for. I listen to them and I find out what it is that they want from me. That's the big question. So I'll finish with that. Otherwise, I do have a referral. I did refer Norm Boyer off to a client to replace some windows. 3 windows needed to be replaced because they lost their seal. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the windows done, whether it happens before or after the buyer, whenever the buyer ends up taking possession, doesn't matter. Now the seller's got the invoice. We're going to be able to sell the house, saying we're doing everything we can to make sure that we're going to be selling a house in good order. That's it.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Eric. Are there any questions? I think it's a great idea that you have that sort of a yellow page approach to that way you become the go-to person for roofing or moving or just whatever but it gets that contact out there. So that is a smart way of marketing and knowing that you know a lot of people and that if people aren't sure where they could get a handyman or get their car fixed or whatever, then you have some people that they can go to that you trust, and there's follow-up with it. But it is so important. I mean, if you get somebody that isn't good at what they do, it looks bad on you too. So I totally respect that,
Yeah, and then you got to fess up, right? Then you got to make
exactly.
do with that one.
Why did you give me this guy, So
and then you got to take it on the chin. You got to say, I'm so sorry. How can I make it better for you? Can I refer somebody else or whatever? I think, Kat, you had your hand first, and then I think Sam.
So, Eric, that was a great presentation, and it gives me a clear indication of what you do as a realtor. But my question to you specifically is, you moved from Remax, I think you said, to Engel and Vokers. So what makes them the better company in terms of if we want to do business, why would we do business not with you personally, but with Engel and Vokers as a company?
Yeah. So awesome question. And I think what happens is I've been reading that book, Jen Gottlieb, and it's basically be me. Who are you? What is your personal culture? What is the way you think? For me, it was more aligned with Engel and Vokers because I really, really like the way that they brand everything. What I really enjoyed is I met the president of England Volkers North America. He's now retired. So when I met him in New York City, we were at an event for 3 days, and I loved his answer. This is the best answer you can ever hear from a president of your company, a manager of your company, or anything. He looked at me and he said, "Hey, can I help you make a coffee?" Because there was the espresso machine was there, right? And I said, "Yeah, that's fantastic. But Andrew, you don't have to do this. I'm sure you're a really busy man." And he said, "No, when you come to New York City, you are my client. I'm not your president. I'm not your manager. You are my client. You are the people that make this business run because you're the ones that are doing all the sales." And I remembered hearing that many, many, many years ago when I was at RBC Dominion Securities. And I remember one of the investment advisors said, "Management, you don't work for the managers here. You run your own business, and the managers work for you to help you make your business stronger." And when I heard that from the president, I went, wow, they get exactly who they need to be taking care of. They need to be taking care of the salespeople because without the salespeople, they don't have a company. They also don't have a brand, right? Because if all of these people end up changing things and doing things on their own, then what happens is the brand gets diluted. They're doing their own thing. It's not a cohesive culture. So, and I could go on and on, as you can imagine. You can hear the passion, I think, in my voice on that alone. It was just such a great experience. Like I could have hugged the guy. I was like, "You totally get it. If I owned a company, that's what I would do." Right? I would absolutely make sure that my salespeople know that they are the reason that this business exists. Sam, sir.
Sir Sam.
Thanks, Eric. When you kind of got me going when it came to the windows you mentioned. So if the windows are going to be replaced after the deal, would you put the agreement, put it in the contract that the windows will be replaced by the previous owner or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. So what we'll do there is we're going to start the process. The seller will put their deposit down. In this case, it's going to be with Norm. So they're going to put the deposit down, and then Norm's going to let us know when is delivery, when is the install date. They'll give us all of that detail. And then what we'll do when we sell the house is we'll say, by the way, and we'll make sure we highlight this because a buyer who walks in with a good realtor, the realtor is probably going to say, "Hey, by the way, these windows are shot. Seal is done." Doesn't matter too much for our value, but it definitely matters for cosmetics. So it's a good idea to get them replaced. Oh, look at this. The realtor's already put this on the counter. They're being replaced by a legitimate company. It's going to be done by invoice, not some home, maker on their own, DIY. And it's going to be set date. So then the lawyers on both sides know who's doing what, who's paying for what, and what the dates are. The more we alleviate that information and make it easy for the buyer to just be like, "Oh, okay, great, I'm being taken care of," that helps in the sale. So that's why we're going that route. Sometimes it happens where the window pane is going to be installed after the fact, but usually buyers are 100% on that. They're happy that that's going to happen.
Okay, thank you.
You betcha. Any other questions? Norm, sir.
I was just thinking about what you were saying about neighborhoods. My brother lives in Crystal Beach, and what's changing his neighborhood is Department of Defense.
Yeah.
They're moving to the campus that used to be
The old Nortel.
Nortel,
Yeah.
which was interesting because at the time, the last person that worked for Nortel and person from Public Works were both my customers. So the guy from Public Works negotiating were both my customers working on that. But he was saying, because when D&D used to be downtown, everybody would come from Orleans or
That's right.
Nada, it doesn't matter. But now the people in Orleans, it's a long ways for them to go to work. So he was saying once that's fully staffed, it's really going to bring the value of his property up.
Absolutely, 100%.
You know,
Yeah,
so as a realtor, an advanced realtor knows all that stuff,
that's right.
right?
Yeah, and we talked about that. That's another thing that I really like about England Vokers, Cat, is that we have a monthly meeting and we spend at least an hour online. We have people from wherever they are. It's kind of like Sam being at the cottage, right? All of our realtors sign into Zoom or Google Meets, I guess, and we chat, we talk about what's happening in the neighborhoods. We talk about what's going on in Ottawa, specific neighborhoods, specific homes. We're able to show our listings to one another online, and we formally present them. This is what I love about it, is that we give all the information to Liz. Liz puts it all together, and then they put the slides up on the screen and we talk about them. So things are done in a way that really is not only helpful for the realtors, but in the end, what I love about it is that I'm helping my client, because all of these things are being done in the background. So it's my job to make sure that I share that with my clients and share with them what is it that we're actually doing for you, right? The other one that I really like is with those calls is the other thing that England Vokers does really well is that we actually get an email in North America. All the realtors in North America get this, and it's a survey. They ask you, can you fill in the survey? And they ask you specifically, what's happening in your neighborhood? Where do you see the market? Where have you seen the market? Something I've never had in my past that just didn't exist. So now we're getting insights. And then what they do is they give awards to, okay, well, this office filled out the most surveys. This did them. And in Ottawa, what I love, we have all these different awards at England Vokers, and it's not one of these like we're #1 awards that we sell out in public, but it's amazing to see how many awards different that England Vokers does, and it's all in the background of how are we servicing our clientele. It's like which office gave the most referrals. I mean, that was never talked about in other companies. It just never does. It's really, really nice that way. All right, I'll be quiet now.
So, did you get that deal selling Nortel? That would have been a nice.
Well, you know, Tony, I actually used to do the dishes in the cafeteria of that building when I was a teenager. So I know that building inside out.
Well, my niece is the one that debugged that building.
Oh, there you go.
She was in charge of getting the building ready for D&D.
Yeah.
You know, they had bugs.
They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't bug that place, would they?
They did. She said some of it was just in the paint. It was
in the paint.
She's an architectural technician right now. She's designing Air Force bases up in the north. Right, so I fly her in. She looks it over and then makes recommendations to all her people.
Yeah, that's what I call a small camera, where you can hide a camera in a paint. They can do all kinds of things. Well, that's great. So thanks a lot, Eric. So anybody that wants more information, definitely set up a BAM with Eric, get some more information, do some back and forth referrals. So Eric has a chance to know a little bit more of what you do over and above what we say in the meetings. And that's really where the action happens. Is these BAMs are great in that you can solidify different aspects of your business, and the more that you talk about it over, let's say, a half-hour coffee or an espresso in this case, then a lot of things come up, and it says, you know what, there is somebody that is looking for a home or is just toying with the idea of buying. And that's one of the things is, we a lot of times we talk about the selling part, but really it's frustrating for a buyer is looking for a specific type of dwelling, and all of a sudden they get barraged with everything rather than what they're really looking for. So the buying is also a big thing. Like I know we're looking for a home in some different ways, and it's like it's got to be a certain way, and they're not in any hurry. But the idea here is that the buyers are also needing that help, because they're thinking after a while, okay, this home doesn't even exist. So I like the way that you're doing it there, Eric. That you're on both sides. You're trying to make everybody happy. So Bernie, you have the quote for the day.
Oh, Tony, yes, I do. Think like a wise man, but communicate in the language of the people. And that's from William Yeats.
Okay, awesome. All right. And to those on Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube, thank you so much for joining us, and hope to see you again next week. Take care.